So welcome back to another video here on the channel today. Today, I will be reviewing the horror movie, The Doll. There's a lot of horror movies called The Doll, but this one is called The Doll. It came out December 2017. Now, if you do enjoy the video, obviously make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know in the comments below, have you seen this movie and what do you think of it? This is a very independent, small budget movie, but that's okay because it's still a good movie. Is it perfect? No. Basically, what it is, this guy, this guy, is getting over some things, and his friend suggests, let's get this escort service. So they get this model from this escort service. Now, this model that they get, she's basically a human doll, hence the title of The Doll. She looks like a human doll, and she acts like a doll, she moves like a doll. As soon as she arrives at the front door of this guy's house, you could tell things automatically up with this girl. I would have just slammed the door in her face because something was already up with her at the start. Now, I will say this about the movie. It's a pretty good movie. I will say there is things that I would have fixed, but other than that, it's a good movie. Now the lead actress who plays the human doll in this, who plays the escort model, the human doll, she's actually a real life Barbie doll in real life. So she actually looks like that in real life. So yeah, she actually looks like that in real life. Now, the pros about this movie, I think the premise is kind of cool. I actually like the premise of this movie. Maybe, if I was these writers, I would pitch this idea to a big studio, that would actually like to take this on, give it a budget, and give it the promotion that it needs and I think it deserves. So I think the premise is really cool. The whole acting is really good. The practical effects that are in there, they're good. They're good and everything like that. Them the only pros that I can say. Now the negatives would have to go on. There's this really odd scene where this guy is Chris is like chopping down the door. When Chris is chopping down the door, it sounds like their mic busted. It sounds like the mic busted, and it's just, and you hear like the screams of the couple, right? You hear the screams of the couple, and it's just, oh my god, it is it, it is horrible. Like the mic must have busted or something, and they must, just didn't have the time to go back and reshoot that scene. I think that's what happened, because you can tell this is a very low budget movie, and I feel like, yeah, the mic busted, and they didn't have the time to go back and reshoot that scene because it would have took a lot of time and money, and they made it, didn't have that. So there's that. There's some weird audio moments, and that is definitely a weird audio moment. There's this scene where like the whole scene goes mute, like you don't hear nothing. I don't know what's up with that. And like some of the stabbing scenes, they seem off. Like some of the whole like soundings of the like like when someone's getting stabbed, it's like, oh, that don't sound real or realistic. It sounds off. It sounds like it's off key or something. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like to me. And there's like this filler scene. I call them filler scenes, where it's just a ridiculous scene and it just drags on forever. It's the scene where the girl is, she's under the bed, right? She had two times to escape. The first time is when the human doll, this model, was stabbing these girls in the garage. She had time to, escape from the attic while the human doll was in the garage. So she had time to escape from there. When Chris came up to the attic, she had time to escape and go with him and go downstairs. So this girl had two times to escape, and she could have left the house if she wanted to. You know what I mean? But she didn't. And yeah, so there are some pros, like I said, the cons. Them are the really cons. Them are the cons that I could think of. Is some of the bad audio moments, some of the sound effects just sound off to me. Some of the camera work, especially at the beginning, is kind of, like really shaky, and you know what I mean. And there's some scenes, like I said, this whole scene just goes mute and nothing. You know what I mean? So, and I wish there was a score. I feel like a score would have fitted this movie perfectly, like a really good score. I feel like every movie needs a good score. Even a small budget independent movie needs a really good score. And in my opinion, this didn't have a really good score. Like, yeah, like a couple, good cues here and there that actually could have been turned into a score. But other than that, yeah, there are some really good moments with this human doll. There's some really good moments like the rain scene where you see her like in the shadows. There are some really good intense scenes in this. I feel like the writers and directors did a good job, with the budget that they had, and I don't fault them for that. Like I respect them for doing what they did with the budget that they had. It's just if I was them, like the whole premise of this movie is pretty unique and it would stand out right now. So if I was them, I would pitch this to a studio. You have something that's very unique on your hands. You have something that's unique, of a premise. It almost feels like a slasher. It almost feels like a slasher. And I feel like if you pitched it to a studio and really turned up the slasher, ness, I guess you could say, like really turn up the slasherness to about like a 10, and really pitch that to a studio. Horror, is coming back in a big way, particular slashers. So if you pitch this to a studio and say, hey, you know, here's my movie, here's the original script, but here's the other script where we kind of make it more of a slasher movie where there's more of a higher body count, etc. Here you go. Which one would you like? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that'd be really cool if they did that. So The Doll 2017. What are my final thoughts on this? I give it an 8. I give it a solid 8 because again, it's not perfect, but it is watchable and it does have rewatchability to it. It does feel kind of short, um, which I guess kind of hints like the filler scenes that they do have in here. But other than that, like I said, it is a pretty good movie for the most part. Is every movie perfect? No. So, I give it an 8. Like I said, I give it an 8 because I do respect, what the filmmakers were trying to accomplish here. And that was a low budget, a low budget horror movie that was effective. And was it effective? Yes. Did that one audio scene where it sounds like the mic busted, did that pull me out of the movie? Yeah, sure. Those little things to me just like pull me out of the experience. But it doesn't matter because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie and I thought it was unique and a very interesting premise that somebody may copy in the future, but this one did it right and did it justice. So yeah, The Doll 2017. Make sure you subscribe first time video. Go in link in the description. Check out everything I have in the description. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to know when and also hit that notification bell to know when I go live or even upload a brand new video. I will see you guys in the next one.